Hi, I'm Nana. I have bad news. We are closing.
Y'all know them people burning down their businesses. The boycott continues.
Hey, y'all know we still on the wealth transfer. So fuck them folk today, fuck them folk tomorrow, and fuck them folk next Friday when we get our paycheck.
The way y'all keep coming with excuses as to why these nail shops and other Asian businesses and restaurants and stuff are empty, y'all really don't believe that when black people set their minds to it, that they can actually stick to it and make differences. But then again, yes, y'all do. It's why y'all try so hard to convince us, like white supremacists have always done for so many years, that it doesn't matter when we unify, when clearly it does. But to see y'all writing all these excuses, it's a Monday, oh, it's still too early, or maybe just people are standing on their word, black people, and keeping their money in black businesses.
Happy Sunday, y'all. Listen, we thank you once again for all the support you guys have given us this weekend. Some of you guys have come very far to support us, and we definitely appreciate you, right? We appreciate everybody, whether you come from around the corner, you come far. But those people who've actually driven more than 20 miles and fit, to get here 20, 30 minutes, 40 minutes in some cases, we thank you for real, because that means a lot. That means you're super intentional. Let's keep this up. This is our new vibe. We ain't doing this for no weekend. We ain't doing this for no Juneteenth. This is who we are. We are finally transferring the wealth back to our community so that our children can go to school debt-free, so that we can become debt-free as parents, and also so that we can become debt-free as business owners. Our businesses should not be still in debt 3, 4, 5 years after we've opened. It is time that we transfer this wealth back to our community. Let's stick together. Let's band together. This is who we are. We are done just surviving. We are actually thriving. Let's go, y'all. 2026, it's all the way up.
Hey y'all, it's Miss B. I just wanted to hop on here and let y'all know that this blackout is working. There's a lot of people hopping on here trying to say like, oh, it's not working. People are still in these beauty supply stores. And I'm going to let y'all know that like it was a Saturday and these stores are empty. I went to this store. It's usually jam packed on a Saturday and I saw 0 people, y'all, 0 people. So I just wanted to say to my people, y'all keep up the good work. It is working. These people are not getting the business that they have been getting. And it's all because we have decided to work together to make this thing happen. I am so proud of us, y'all. And let's keep it going. It is a blackout. It is a transfer of wealth and we are with it.
Asian Americans messed with the wrong community. We are talking of the black community. Now, as week 5 of the Black Wealth Transfer movement begins, the boycott movement is only getting louder. Now, what started as a simple boycott of some Asian-owned businesses has grown into a broader discussion about where black dollars should be spent. In other words, it's no longer about boycott anymore. It's about concentration on of black dollar back into the black community. Now, supporters are saying they are seeing more black-owned businesses thrive, while some more Asian businesses are struggling as black customers, change their spending habits. Some of them are even closed, like the Asian businesses, they are getting closed. And we are seeing black entrepreneurs, coming with testimonies, that, yeah, thank you customers for coming in large numbers. Let's keep this thing going. So, if we can have those testimonies from the actual seller, the actual black entrepreneur appreciating the large number of customers coming to them, that means, yeah, it's really working. But what's really happening here? Why are so many people calling this one of the biggest economic movements in recent years by black people? Why people are looking at black people, black Americans of today and say, no, I think the black people of today, you cannot mess with them anymore like the black people used to know, like the black people of the past. I mean, stay with me until the end, because you will hear powerful messages, personal experiences, and the reasons many people believe this movement is far from over and it has to be permanent. Let's watch the video, and if this is the first time, please subscribe so we can have more of these discussions. Otherwise, let's dive into this and I'll see you later for more discussion.
To the Asian man who challenged all black people to boycott all Asian businesses, I'd like to say thank you. We haven't seen a level of unity and camaraderie this large since probably George Floyd. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know if Black people would have ever gotten to this point where we all unified under one singular movement this way. Like, it is powerful. The Asian people are starting to feel the effects of what you have done. This is impacting your people more than it's impacting my people. We are uniting against this. You have destroyed Asian businesses. That's you. You did that. And I'd like to thank you for getting my people to work together on something like this. This means the world to me. And to the Asian people who are hurting because of the decisions and the words that this person has said, you know who to come for. He did this to you, not us. He said, we don't want you guys. So we said, okay.
TikTok, back to the Asian business boycott. And on the subject of if we are racist or hateful. First of all, African American Black people have never, ever been known to hate, not even our worst enemy, which is the white people, right? These are people who have committed mass murder. They have created systems to keep us down. They've given us drugs. They've given us diseases. They have incarcerated us by the millions. They have lynched us and eaten us at their lynchings, and we have still never developed a hatred for white people. We hate what they do to us, but we have never allowed hatred to enter into us so that we would respond to it, because we know what would happen if we allow ourselves to hate anybody. So we don't hate the Asian community, and we don't hate the non-African American Black community. However, they hate us. They don't hire us at their businesses. They don't support us as a community when we have community issues. They distance themselves from us. They say out of their own mouths, we are not you, right? They can't identify with us because they have not had our experiences. Neither do they want to identify with those. And since we can't determine the one or two or the handful of individuals who actually do care about the African American community, we have to view all communities based on their actions toward us. So if you don't support us, then we automatically know that you're not for us, that you have the same type of hatred for us that the Europeans have for us. We're not saying that all people hate us, but we are saying that all nations hate us, pretty much as a whole, because that has been our life experience for hundreds of years. So if a few of you guys have hurt feelings, I hate that your feelings are hurt. But we have languished and suffered under the hands of oppression, tyranny, and terrorism for hundreds of years. And your nations have not stepped forward to do anything but to exploit us for financial gain, for sex, for our cultural and technological assets to the world and to the United States of America and other places. I'm not saying that we're the smartest on earth. I'm saying that out of our communities, that which is valuable has been siphoned off and taken by other nations, and we get little or no credit for it. So now, to sum this up, if you are not us, if you're non-African American, and you want to identify with African Americans as a friend, then let it be done. Let it be known by your actions. But your inactions and your counteractions will be read for exactly what they are. And hopefully, as time goes on, the actual Black and indigenous African American people will come to the conclusion that if a nation or a group comes out after us, that we do not support that nation, that group, that race, that community, that ethnic group, whatever, because we're not running you down to hurt you. We haven't gone after anybody for any reason, ever. So if you're gonna come after us, don't cry when we respond. That's all I gotta say.
Listen up. It's now more important than ever that we truly understand that we are not our enemy and we need to stop being our enemy, because we are not our enemy. Our enemy exists, but it's not us. It's not those that look like us. And we need to stop creating an enemy out of people that look like us. My street ninjas, stop. You beefing with your brother, your literal brother. Let's end that. Females, stop fighting in the streets. We ain't gotta do that shit. Yeah, y'all ain't fighting about nothing that y'all can't talk about. Let that shit go. We gotta start changing the narrative so we can change the future. Cause if we don't change the future gonna be fucked. And that's real.
Everybody wants to talk about owning a beauty supply store, but nobody ever considers what will happen when you start winning. I built a multi-million-dollar virgin hair company from the ground up, and I'm not talking about just selling some hair at a store. I'm talking about 14 locations in multiple cities, hair shipments, multiple kilos of hair being shipped all around the country. And just like with anything, once you get too big, the gatekeepers start to notice. And they ain't talking about them looking at me as a competitor. I'm talking about a coordinated effort by the Asians and the Arabs to strangle my supply and put me out of business. I was wondering why the hell these people were coming to my store, telling their employees they can't wear my hair, and just doing all kinds of just hating, calling the U.S. Customs on my shipments. And then it came to me. These people feel entitled to black dollars. They never spend any money with black people, but they feel entitled to black dollars. So much so that I ended up having a restraining order put against me before by one of these people. They thought that cutting off my supply chain, complaining to them, and all the little dirty tactics was gonna stop me, but all it did was strengthen my resolve.
One of the most unknown things about me, or one of the greatest misconceptions, is that I'm new to Black consciousness, because a lot of people never heard of me until I went global or international back in 2010. But I had already been a Garveyite. I had already been a Pan-Africanist. I was already organizing and working in the community, but I was limited to Pennsylvania. So if you didn't live in the 67 counties of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, you may have never heard my name.
Gotcha.
So when I blew up in 2010, I think a lot of people thought I was brand new to this. They don't know I've been into Black consciousness since I was a 9-year-old fourth grader in Philadelphia. My elementary school, they had a Black history class. It was not required by the school district, because you know the school district is run by Caucasians. But that particular white principal, that particular Black assistant principal, and that particular Black history teacher, Mrs. Green, who I coincidentally ran into a couple years ago, you know, they created this Black history class in that school only. And it just so happened to be my neighborhood school. So my introduction to Black consciousness, Pan-Africanism, and public speaking was all at the George Meade Elementary School in North Philadelphia.
It
issue with the idea of boycotting Asian businesses is that boycotts need an end game. They need a goal that you're trying to reach. And the Asian American community is so diasporic, by which I mean they are so not united, both by lines of nationality, but also by lines of like class and caste, that unless your explicit goal is just, we don't want any Asian businesses in black neighborhoods, then I don't think there's anything to be gained.
Am I crazy or he just gave the answer in his own video? The goal is literally support black businesses and no longer supporting people who don't support us. Now, he says he doesn't think it's going to do much in the Asian community because the Asian community is also separated by race and other factors, and it heavily sits on top of white supremacy. That's exactly the reason why we're boycotting them. And I think people are trying to center this around Asian people. It's nothing to do with Asian people. This is not about Asians. This is about black Americans putting each other first. This is about black Americans working with each other, growing each other's businesses, investing in each other, investing in our communities, investing with time and connectivity amongst each other. This is not about centering Asians. Whatever Asians do with their community, that's fine. Go ahead, do it. Now, does it need to be a future investment plan amongst black people? Absolutely. But the goal is literally to black them out. It's just that simple. If they're involved in white supremacy, we're not involved with them. It's that simple. And it's not just Asians. If they are involved with white supremacy, we're not involved with them.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Now, let's talk about it. You know, one thing I keep asking myself is this. Why would you dare publicly an entire black community, black community which was minding its own business, you dare it publicly, and then you act surprised when many of them decide to respond together against you. You play a victim card, yet you are the one who provoked them. I mean, when you throw out a challenge like that, you should at least be prepared. You should at least be ready for the possibility that, it could backfire. It can come back to you. You see, many supporters of this movement believe today's black community is more connected than ever before. It's more organized. It's not like the black people, that other people used to know. No, not anymore. Social media spreads information in seconds, and people can organize much faster than they could, years ago. I think that can be one of the reasons. We're not trying to say black people are stronger today. No, black people have always been stronger, but maybe because of, connection. Today with social media, they can easily, come together. They can easily, connect. They can easily, share their voice, and everyone can be informed within seconds. But black people have always been powerful. It's just because of maybe connection. Now, whether you support this boycott or you don't support, or like you don't agree with it, but I think, these are the things that are happening on the ground. Black people are appreciating, fellow black people for, supportive heart. Now, I don't know, but let's look at the biggest messages, these people are trying to share throughout the video. Let's have like 5 of them. Now, message number 1, your dollar has power. Once you have that money, you need to know it has power. It's beyond giving you that product. It's beyond giving you that service you want. It has a voice, a big voice that the entire, community, which is against your community, they can bow down. They can really know that, oh, okay, these guys can really, send the fire back. Now, over and over again, people are reminding each other that, every purchase is a choice. Every time you are buying something, every time you want to have a certain service, every dollar helps keep somebody's business open, helps keep them, having their rentals, their bills paid. Somebody employees like getting paid, and their kids being sent to school. So if the black dollar is no longer going to, to these Asian businesses, yet they depended much on black customers, what does that mean? It may affect their kids' school. It may affect the future of their children. It may affect their bills. It can affect everyone. That's why that question comes. Why would you dare people who are just minding their own business and you provoke them, then you play a victim card? Now, people who are saying this, they argue that if consumers have the freedom to spend wherever they choose, they also have the freedom to spend with businesses they believe support their own community. And I think that's a fair argument. That's a fair statement. Like, if you disrespect us, why do you expect us to respect you with our dollar? Why? So it's that simple. It's just simple mathematics. Now, many supporters say, if you want change, start with your wallet. Because your businesses pay attention. Businesses pay attention to customer behavior. Okay? So you really need to mind what exactly you are doing with your dollar. If you want black dollar to come to you, please be respectful to them. Message number 2, intentionally support black-owned businesses. This is one of the messages black people are trying to encourage, including the entrepreneurs themselves, after they have appreciated, the large number of black people, black customers coming to them to buy, black-owned products, black-owned, services. This is not just one avoiding like one place. It's no longer like don't go to their shop. No. But according to many speakers, it's about actively searching for black-owned alternatives. Yes, you want a certain service, you want a certain product. Don't go to any shop, okay, to get that service, to get that service, just because that shop is closer. But maybe the question is it black-owned? Okay, even if it can take you an hour to reach there, because in a long run, this will help the black community in the future. Now, the people who are supporting this, they encourage people to discover black-owned, restaurants, black beauty supply stores, black hair companies, black service providers, and black entrepreneurs they may never have supported before. You just have to take it seriously, have to take it personal. Supporters believe what? They believe that, when many people spend their money, when money circulates repeatedly within a community, it creates more opportunities. We're talking of job opportunities, more businesses for future generations. People get employed, so it benefits the whole community. These people who are employed there, the money they get there is still spent within the black community, rather than you are spending the money in Asian community. They are paying their employees. Remember, black people have also been saying that even Asians, they don't employ black people in their shops. Why? They are doing as much as possible to keep the dollar into their own community. In other ways, once it leaves black community, that dollar, once it leaves black community, they don't want it to get back to black community. What can happen in the long run? The black community will keep, losing its value, will keep losing its, financial power. I hope you get what I mean. Now, they're trying to say this movement should not end after a few weeks, but become, a long-term habit. It's just something, because these Asians have been doing this for decades. It's their habit to support their own. That's why they look like they are thriving. Not necessarily that they were created to be more intelligent, no, but because they just organized, they're just united. So this thing is what keeps them, up and running. So if black people can also inherit that culture, okay, that, let's take this as the way to go, as the way of life, that can make sense. Imagine the kids who are being born today, they grow up, okay, knowing that, every time my mom sends me to buy something, she encourages me to go to black-owned shop. Every time my dad tells me to buy something, we always eat restaurants of black people. We always go to services of black people. We always go to shops of black people. These kids, it will be in them. It will now be, somehow inherited. For them, it will be just like they are used to eating from black, restaurants. They are used to get services from black people. So that's how culture is created. Now, message number 3, unity changes everything. Now, in this video, throughout the video, some speakers, they celebrate what they describe as a level of cooperation they haven't seen for a long period of time. They are like surprised. You mean black people have this power? You mean black people can do this? Okay, they believe millions of individual decisions, when they are made together, become one powerful economic statement, one powerful economic weapon against, other communities. It's not about war, it's not about hate, but as long as every community will try to support its own itself, then that's like a hidden war, but it's not like a war as we know. But as long as everybody is trying to push for the future of for his own community, I think that's how we can define it. Now, whether that unity continues for months, for years, or remains to be seen. But supporters say the biggest victory so far is seeing people communicate, encourage one another, stay focused on one goal, and supporting black-owned businesses, supporting black-owned services. Now, message number 4: build instead of depending on others. Now, I noticed something so interesting in this video. You see, many people in this movement are not only talking about the boycotts, the wealth transfer. They're talking about opening businesses, teaching financial literacy. Like these kids, they have to be, they have to be told how to run a business, how to open a company, all those things, creating jobs, investing in in young entrepreneurs. Like I said in the beginning, it begins with the young kids. Once it's in them, they will do that even to their kids. That's how culture is developed. So that will help children inherit businesses instead of debt. Supporters say real economic progress doesn't only happen when people stop buying somewhere. It also happens when they start building something of their own, something of your own. You control your value chain, you control everything. Now, they argue that ownership creates independence, creates some sort of, self-sufficiency. Independence creates long-term opportunities. And finally, like the message number 5, people keep advising each other that, let's keep the movement, peaceful. Let's be at peace and still remain committed. Now, many speakers in the video repeatedly say this is about making personal spending decisions, encouraging one another, staying focused on their economic goals. They believe consistency matters more than emotions, because lasting habits create, lasting results. So whether these supporters are right about their long-term impact or time will tell, we don't know. But I think one thing is very clear: this conversation has grown much bigger than one person, one business, or one viral video. And these Asians are now beginning to understand that, you can mess with anyone, but you can't mess with the black people. And maybe, just maybe, out of this, they will learn how to respect people. They will learn. They have been looking at black people as monkeys. They have been looking at black people as useless people. Okay? But how come that monkey, how come that useless person is having ability to bring down, to push down your business, to collapse it? How come? From now on is when they will realize that, I think these are people. These are superior. They can voice out. They have the power to kill our businesses. So I think it's a discussion about economics, about ownership of your money. You have control of it, community investment, and where people choose to spend their money. But now I want to hear from you, brothers and sisters. Which one of these 5 messages black people are sending, like one of these, which one stood out to you the most, and why? Do you think supporting businesses within your own community can create lasting economic change, or do you see things differently? Share your thoughts respectively in the comments below, because your voice matters. Your perspective could help someone else, including myself, to see this conversation in another angle. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Share this video with your family and friends, because that's how more people join the conversation. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.